What's the deal with Europe? That's a topic that has gotten a lot of coverage in these last few months in the beginning of the Trump administration. The Wall Street Journal had a very interesting report. The tech industry is huge, and Europe's share of it is very small. I want you to take a look at this graphic that they used showing the number of privately held companies valued over $1 billion by select country and region. In the US, look at that gigantic orb. China, smaller, but still much bigger than EU, there sadly in yellow. What Wall Street Journal is examining here is how overregulation and insane rulemaking has destroyed innovation in Europe. This article focuses largely on tech. Europe has instituted rules like the digital services tax that have crushed their own tech industry, but also made it more difficult for them to benefit off of American tech innovation. Take a look at this clip from Dana Perino.
They did leave out the digital services tax, and they said they're going to deal with that separately. I think that needs to be dealt with. Yeah. In addition to that, they need to say to the Europeans, enough going after our tech companies. Just because you are so jealous, you cannot innovate and come up with your own technology and social media.
The digital services tax is one key agenda item that Secretary Bessent and others have talked about needing to sort out as we deal with our trade relationships with Europe. But another area where Europe overregulation has really crushed them is biopharmaceuticals. Look at this from Robert F. Kennedy.
One of the disadvantages is there's a lot of drugs that are just unavailable in Europe. And you have a lot of medical tourism to the United States because people can get drugs here that just aren't available in Europe. You're going to pay a lot more, but the drugs are here. And in Europe, they restrict them so they can say to the drug company, we're not going to allow you to sell that drug in our country unless you give us basically the cost of manufacturing it.
Yeah.
And those are the bargains that they drive, and it's a form of price fixing.
I note that RFK actually made this statement about Europe's shortcomings the same week that he and President Trump announced their own plans for European-style price controls in America, which a lot of experts in the medical industry are warning are going to reduce American access to innovative, important drugs, but also limit research and development for future cures. But that's a separate topic. But another core issue where European overregulation has destroyed their own industry and ability is energy. We have talked here quite a bit about how Europe's overregulation of particularly fossil fuels has made them incredibly vulnerable, to the point where, while they're trying to defend Ukraine, they're buying Russian oil and gas because they have killed their own energy production, whether it be coal, natural gas, or any other resource they need for so many other parts of their industry. So when we talk about what's the deal with Europe, so much virtue signaling and overregulation has hindered their ability to produce and be a productive part of the world economy.